state in change.
Prime Minister Milanovic, dear colleagues, Secretary General of NATO, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is truly an honor for me to address you at the 7th Croatia Summit on behalf of the government of Montenegro in the beautiful historic city of Dubrovnik. The topic of this year's summit gives us the opportunity to get the most out of the experience of those who made success on the path towards EU, but also highlights the greatest challenge to address. That is the need to build and strengthen our institutions and reorganize our public administration so they are aligned with the European ones. State building is the process that requires establishment and strengthening of the institutions necessary to support long-term economic, social and political development. That is by default the precondition for success. I strongly believe that we all managed to merge out of the mindset in which individuals were stronger than the institutions and the times in which we walked backwards. The goal and the very process of the state building is extraordinarily demanding, ambitious and difficult to implement. Existence of resilient and enduring institutions in a state characterized by vivid and colorful society and a free, stable and growing economy is a challenging task. This process requires timely and efficient actions. State building involves improvements in the effectiveness of the administration, assuming that tasks are executed with the smallest amount of resources necessary to achieve maximum satisfaction of the citizens' needs. Besides this process we are to go through also requires improvements in security in a broader terms. People have to feel safe at work. That involves equal rights and opportunities for all employees and their protection against possible abuse of the employer. People should also feel safe in their encounters with the government, which can inter alia be achieved through the efforts to eradicate corruption among public officials. Ultimately, people should feel safe at every point in their private and social lives, and that entails fight against crime and guarantees for their freedom of expression. In short, government of the people and for the people, transparent and accessible, the one which can find the right balance for all the initiatives and different interests. As such, it is the only mechanism that can move things forward and achieve desired EU standards. The European Union itself and its member states proved to be efficient partners in the state-building process. EU member states transfer their knowledge and skills and serve as an example in certain fields where activities are complementary. Although it is a difficult process, it is quite encouraging that in a relatively short period of time, we will all have similar skills and be good future members of the EU. And with our specificities, we will enrich the European area. The European story of the Western Balkans can only be successful in a united effort, which is why sound competition among states of this region is a driving force for a common goal. That makes me feel positive. What makes me feel positive is that there are no doubts among us where should our future be. That is why we are here together today discussing the path to our goal. In the historical context, some years here and there which separate us on the way to the EU membership are irrelevant. The more important thing is that once we are all there together, we will know to cherish our success. That process is forged the way to make us more directed towards each other, as well as to make us more united in belief on how should we look and act like together in the future. Our histories are interlaced. Our future is as well. We will live together here in the Western Balkans, and whatever will happen in one place will implacably reflect on the other. That is why our interests are joined and as our goals. Ladies and gentlemen, renewal of Montenegrin independence gave additional impetus to its European aspirations. In a relatively short period of time, while making steady progress on our European path, we've been investing a lot in building and strengthening of institutions and administrative potential of the society as a whole. With a clear vision of change in a rapidly changing environment, and with enthusiasm and determination, we strive towards achieving our goals. The European Council's decision on 29th of June, the open accession negotiations of Montenegro to the EU, and the first intergovernmental conference on the very same day marked the official opening of the demanding process. A process which is long, dynamic and enduring, and which presumes concrete activities and results to be achieved. This process will transform people's mindset and ensure better quality of life of each and every citizen. Early in the process, we'll open important and challenging chapters, that of justice and fundamental rights and justice, liberty and security. Screening for these chapters has already been completed. This required considerable investment in the process. Though the new EU approach is a demanding one, I'm strongly convinced that results will be more evident and measurable. Further legal security and making institutions more trustworthy will result primarily in the greater well-being of the citizens. We are fully committed and decisive to further develop Montenegrin society. Diversity is a source of its strength. It is the starting point of our previous and future successes. Our society promotes coexistence, mutual respect, and values knowledge and ideas. We have proved that with cooperation and active participation of all society structures, we can achieve a lot in increasing the level of democracy in Montenegrin society. We have initiated the setup of the e-platform Vox Populi, which provides full participation of citizens in the formulation of public policies. We are aware that in the future, we must be even stronger and more decisive to continue changing ourselves and our society towards implementation of universal values. Our path is democracy. I'm convinced that our institutions have the capacities to overcome challenges that await us along that path. State building process encourages implementation of business ideas, boosts competition, and attracts investments, creating at the same time a better place to live in. We are witnessing that year by year, we are accomplishing new goals. We are acquiring new experiences and coming up with new ideas and visions of the society that we wish to become. Mutual cooperation makes us more serious and responsible partners resolute to build common European future. Nowadays, Europe has its own internal dynamic and major issues in relation to which I am confident that it will manage to find long-lasting, sustainable and qualitative response. I am convinced that the year ahead of us is of special importance. Altogether, we have to take the responsibility and contribute to further strengthening of political, economic, cultural and social segments which will ensure a European future. And I'm positive that we are all ready and eager to do so. Thank you for your attention.